Hey everyone, this is Eddie Seymour from Seymour Properties. Today's video is going to be about selling your home. And before I get started, I want to kind of give you my background. I have been an agent for the past 18 years in Northern Virginia. Back in the early 2000s, I was a loan officer. I became a mortgage broker. In 2007, I got my contracting license with the state of Virginia. Me, along with my partner Joe, we opened a company called All In Properties, and we started flipping homes. And the last 2 or 3 years, we have now built homes over $1 million. So I'm pretty much got a lot of knowledge in this business. So I'm going to give you really straightforward information on selling your home. All right. Let's get started. In selling your home, the main difficulty is you are going to have strangers in your house. You are going to have your house in show condition. What I mean by show condition, if you've ever gone to a new home, a model, and you saw the house, how it was decorated, that's the condition. Now, you don't have to go out and buy all this neat stuff, but your home has to be in what we call show condition. It's really hard on you because it must be in that condition all the time. And if you have children, it is really a tough situation, especially teenagers, because you know teenagers keep their room. So you have to be on top of your kids, on top of your teenagers, and you have to have the house in show condition at all times. Again, you have to realize that when somebody calls and gives you an hour or two notice, you have to leave the house. So it is a difficult situation, but if you're wanting to sell your house, this is what you have to go through. Also, please, before you even think about getting started, make sure that you have contingency plans. What do I mean by contingency plans? Well, what if your house sells in a week? Are you ready to go? What if your house doesn't sell for 2 or 3, 4, 5 weeks? Or have you bought something? Have you made plans? Now all of a sudden they've changed. So get your plans in order, get everything together, get the house in show condition, and be prepared. Before you even hire an agent, I highly recommend that you seek out a price on your own. You do that by going to one of the major websites, Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia. Those are the major sites to go to, and just kind of take your house, put it in the middle. With technology now, you could put your house in the middle and do a 2-mile radius of everything around that's sold, and you only want to go back the last 6 months, because when the buyer's appraiser comes by to appraise your home, they're not going to go any further back looking for comps other than through 6 months. So do your own research, get your own price. Once you've done that, once you feel that you're prepared and you're ready to go, it's time to hire an agent. These are the things you have to look for when you are interviewing agents to sell your castle, your home. First thing, are you compatible with this agent? This is very important, because if you are not compatible, you and your spouse are not at ease with this person, he or she, then it's going to be a tough time for you. 2, is this person experienced? Look, people, you are trying to sell your home. It's your castle, and there's a lot of money involved. This is not buying furniture. This is not buying a car. This is buying a house worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. So make sure your agent is very experienced, like me. Now, 2, you have to interview the agent and ask him or her how they market your home. And I do understand that your home sells itself, but you want to bring as many people to your house. That's the idea. Your agent is going to market this home and bring as many people as he or she can. That gives you the best chance of selling your house and selling it for the price you want. When I talk to my potential sellers, is always they have their house priced too high. The most important time period in selling your home is the first 3 weeks. If your home stays on the market past that 3-week period, then you are at a disadvantage in negotiating in the future. You are at the advantage if you're priced right and people come in to buy that house in the first 3 weeks. So make sure you price it. Don't sit there and tell the agent, oh, let me price it $20,000 higher, and after a couple of weeks we'll drop it. That's not a good way to do business. Not in this market, not in the last year or two. What you're trying to do is get your house. You want to sell it for market value, right? You just want market value. And let me tell you, the buyers just want market value. Okay? So please, the price is very important. Now, here's the other hurdle. When you have a contract, a ratified contract means that both the buyer and seller have agreed to all terms, they've initialed all the pages and signed. So now you have a legal document, a legal agreement, and both parties must execute their side of the agreement. There are two hurdles. There are two major hurdles in a contract, and getting that contract executed is the price, which I just discussed, and the other one is a home inspection. I can't tell you how many times I've heard buyers walking from the property, walking from the contract, which they have the right, because there were too many problems in the home inspection. So this is what I do as an agent with a list with my sellers. I do two things. I want to hire an appraiser before we put it on the market. Now, if the house you're living in has other houses that are sold nearby, then it's pretty simple to realize, hey, we're going to be in the same price range. But if nothing has sold near you, then the best thing to do is hire an appraiser. They'll come out, they'll give us a price. It won't be a full 28-page appraisal. I can get a discount on it and only make it the major pages, the first 4 or 5. Why is that good? One, you know what the market value for your house is. And two, if you do sell your home, you always have that appraisal to argue with any other potential appraisal. The other one, and this is very important, like I told you, is home inspection. I highly recommend, and I would pay for this myself, is getting a home inspection done before you put the house on the market. That way, you'll know the problems that exist. And people, you may think your house is in great condition. I cannot tell you how many hidden problems there are. Getting a home inspector out there, they'll take everything, they'll look it over, they'll say, here's your problems, we'll get everything done. Again, I'm a contractor, we'll get everything done. And then we put your house on the market. Now we know that the price is what the appraised price is. 2, we know that we've taken care of all of the home inspection items, so your potential buyer is going to go through a very clean home inspection. It makes for the buyers to be so happy knowing that the house they're going to buy is in good shape, okay? So get those two things done. What are the costs? Well, I can get a discount on the appraisal and on the home inspection, so it may cost $500, $600, $700. But it's worth it because you may get an extra $5,000 because of it. Now, you got the home inspection, you got the price right, and now you're going to put it on the market. Right. Now, all right, you got a lot of people in, you get an offer. When you get an offer, you have 3 choices. You can accept the offer, you can reject the offer, which now their offer is off the table, or you can counter. When you counter, their original offer is now off the table. You can't go back, and if they say, no, we don't want your counter, I'll say, well, we'll take your original offer. That doesn't work. Again, you have 3 choices. Either accept the offer, reject the offer, or counter. So hopefully, as you're going back and forth, you have a ratified contract. Again, a ratified contract is when everybody has agreed to all the terms and conditions. Now, you think, oh boy, I got my house sold. No. Let me tell you something. You have to be aware of this. There are 5 ways that a buyer can freely get out of a contract without any penalty. The penalty usually being that they would lose their earnest money deposit, EMD. There's 5 ways. Let me go over the 5 ways so you understand there's no time to celebrate right off the bat. First, in the state of Virginia, there's a 3-day right of rescission. So in other words, if you have a contract ratified on the 1st of the month, they have until the 4th to get out with no penalty. All right, so the 4th or 5th is coming. What's the next way? If your home is in a homeowners association, HOA, or is a condo with condo association, you have to send them the condo or HOA or both docs, okay? These are documents explaining all the rules and regulations of the association, and it also will cite any violations that you have. Hopefully you don't have any violations. Now, you get that to them immediately. I always tell my sellers, contact the HOA, have them send you via email those documents, because as soon as the contract is ratified, we want to send them through the email those condo docs. Now they have, or HOA docs, they have 3 days. So if they get it on a Monday afternoon, Monday is 1 day, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's 3 days at 9 o'clock. If they say, they can call the agent, they can call you guys up and say, we don't like the HOA docs, we're out of the contract. No penalty. That's another way. The other way, the third way, or fourth way, is the appraisal. Let's say you sell your house for $600,000, and the appraisal, which is done by the buyer's lender, and if it's a VA or FHA financing, there's 2 appraisals done, one by the government, one by the lender. And if they come in less than the agreed price, the buyers have the right to renegotiate. So let's say that you got a $600,000 contract on your house, and the appraisal comes in at $590,000. They have the right to say, hey, we want to renegotiate. We want this price at $590,000. If you say no, they can walk with no penalty. And the 5th way and final way is through financing. They'll give you a financing contingency, whether it be conventional, FHA, or VA. And that usually takes 28 days. So they have 28 days to get approval. So what you want your agent to do, as soon as you get a contract or an offer and you want to accept it, your agent must call the buyer's loan officer. How do you know that? Because every offer will have a lender's approval letter, pre-approval, and on there will be the loan officer. I do this all the time. I call the loan officer and say, hey, John and Mary Doe want to buy my client's home. What is their situation? How strong are they? And the LO will tell me, loan officer, LO, will say, according to their application and their credit report, they're very strong. So I said, okay. So once we agreed, I call that loan officer once a week to see what's going on. Loan officers don't mind. This is what we do. Because you don't want in 28 days, your house has been off for 28 days, and the bank says we're not going to approve them. So you have to make sure your agent is always checking with the LO. Now, once you get all that, the homeowners association docs, the home inspection, the appraisal, the 3-day right of rescission, and the contingency has been met, then you're going to go to closing. And that's where the fun is. When you go to closing, before you go, the buyers are going to do a walkthrough. You've already moved out. If you got close to what you wanted, please do everybody a favor. Get some cleaning people in there and make the house sparkle. According to the contract, you have to just broom sweep it. Broom sweep it means that there's no mess. Everything's been swept up, and it's just tolerable. Do yourself a favor. Spend the $300. Get a crew out there and get it well cleaned. When you get to closing, if everything went smoothly, It is a very fun thing. The buyers are excited to buy your home. You are excited to sell your home. It makes it a fun time at closing. I've seen a lot of closings have a lot of anger in them, and it's not worth it. Get to closing and get it done. By the way, when you get to closing, make sure you bring 2 forms of IDs and make sure you bring a voided check to the account where you want your money wired to, okay? If you have any questions, my info is below. I'd love to talk to you. Have a good day and good luck in selling your home.